Welcome to the first session of Book Bites. This is a new program where we will release a new episode each month to introduce you to a new cozy mystery and provide a cooking demonstration of a recipe from the book. If you're not familiar with the genre, a cozy mystery is a lighthearted mystery story. There's no heavy violence or graphic content, and lots of cozies revolve around a theme like knitting or pets or cooking. If you think of like the Murder She Wrote series or the Aurora Tea Garden mystery series on Hallmark, those are cozy series. And for this program, we'll be picking cozies that have recipes printed in the book. And we're going to give a brief book talk and showcase how to make one of the recipes later on. So the first book we selected is Egg Drop Dead by Laura Childs. This is actually the seventh book in the Cackleberry Club mystery series, which leads me to my first question. Do you know what a cackleberry is? I did not. And upon looking it up, found out that it is a slang term for an egg, which as I started reading the book makes perfect sense as to why it's called this, because the story centers around three ladies who run a small town cafe called the Cackleberry Club, where their breakfast specials are always a big hit. In the first book in the Cackleberry Club series, Eggs in Purgatory, you learn that the three friends started the cafe after each losing their spouse in one way or another. Shortly after opening the cafe, they find a dead body in the back alley. This leads the main character, Suzanne, investigating the murder with help from her friends Tony and Petra. It sounds like an adorable place to be, the Cackleberry Club. They have a book nook where you can buy books, and they hold book discussion groups, and they have a knitting corner with classes. It just sounds like the kind of place you would want to hang out in. Also, food is a huge part of the story. They're always describing a different dish or talking about taking fresh scones out of the oven. So it's definitely a good book to read if you have a snack. Although there is a romantic subplot that continues throughout the series, each novel is episodic enough that you can kind of jump in at any point and follow the murder of that novel. So in Egg Drop Dead, I really liked how quickly they get into the action. The body of a local dairy farmer is found by Suzanne, the main character, and she finds it by page 6 of the book. So you really get started right right away, and it's very suspenseful. Those first pages. She enters the barn looking for Mike, who's the farmer, and all of the cows are mooing ominously. And then once she finds him, she does exactly what I would do. She runs back to her car and locks the doors. So after she calls the police from the car, she starts investigating the surroundings and sees a creepy figure standing in the nearby field. And at first she thinks it's a scarecrow being in a field, but then when she turns back to get a better look, the figure is gone. So it's a very eerie image and very suspenseful from the start. And the book is actually set 1 week before Halloween, so it's all very fitting. And then later on, as they're investigating, there's a chase through a haunted forest as Suzanne gets too close to the truth, and a big Halloween party where all the suspects are invited to attend. So it's the perfect book to read to get you in the spirit of the holiday, which is coming up here next month. So look out for Egg Drop Dead. And also, if you like this one, Laura Childs is a very prolific mystery writer. She has a tea shop mystery series, and she also has a scrapbooking mystery series if you like those themes a little bit better. This is actually my first time reading one of the Cackleberry mysteries. I have enjoyed her tea shop mystery series over the years, and that's kind of how I knew her going into this one. But if you keep watching this video, you'll get to see Miss Cheryl make some apple scones, and the recipe is included in the back of this book. or if you'd like, stop into the library and pick up a printed copy and you can try it for yourself. Let me know what you think of the book and the recipe. Enjoy!
Hi everyone, it's Cheryl. Welcome to Book Bites, and this is the bite portion of the book discussion. We're making today apple scones. So I started out with 2 cups of flour in my food processor. I added 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Then I have 2 tablespoons of sugar, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And then I have 6 tablespoons of butter, a half a cup of apples chopped finely, and 4 tablespoons of apple juice or cider. Let me get those out of the fridge because you want to keep those nice and cold. And I didn't want my apples to turn brown, so I tried covering them up. So the recipe says to heat your oven to 400 degrees, which I have heating right now, and then you're going to grease a cookie sheet. I put parchment paper on and then greased my parchment paper because I'm all about the less cleanup, the better. So, and this says combine flour, baking powder, sugar, cinnamon, and salt. So we're going to mix that all in here together. Then it says to cut in the butter. So we're going to take our butter, my little chunks, okay, we're going to process that. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we're going to add our apple. I use cider, so we're going to add that in there. And it says just to add enough to combine. So let's see, we're just going to add half of it right now. Okay, so it looks like it's combining. So we're going to take it out of the, it's made a mess. We're going to take it out of the processor and put it on our counter. Let's get this out of our way now. We're going to add our apples in there. Oven's ready. Okay, let's just put it on the counter and we'll give it a good mix. Just till it sticks together. It says do not overwork it. Doesn't want to stick together. Might have to add more juice. It says to roll out a 1/2 inch thick and then cut into triangles. Last time I made scones, all you did was you pressed it into a circle and you cut your triangles into your dough. You just cooked it in a big round. I don't know if I'm going to get this to even be able to roll out. Try just adding a little bit of water. There we go. But yeah, so just because I don't know what's going on, we're going to get this mixed up. Then we're going to flour our surface. You can see the chunks of apples. And it smells really good. Nothing smells better than apples and cinnamon. Okay. Now we got a nice dough ball. Try and clean up my area here a little bit. We're going to get our flour out. I have a feeling that's way too much flour, but I'd rather be on the safe side and not having it stick because I seem to be having issues with it already. Let's get it pressed down. But yeah, I think I'm going to just try and get this as flat as I can. Then I'm going to roll it. Well, hopefully I'll be able to get it to probably should be rolling it onto my cookie sheet. It's going to come up in pieces, parts. How to do that. Then I'm just going to cut it into triangles on my cookie sheet. Press it down. Try and form some sort of circle. That looks about like a 1/2 inch. Okay, get my knife. I'm just going to use a pizza cutter. We'll try a pizza cutter. Probably smaller than what they're supposed to be, but they said you should get 10 to 12, so we got 14. But someone will get these nice bigger pieces, and they're just for a taste. So it says to put in the oven at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. Okay, here we go. 10 minutes, and I'll probably check it after 8 just because you never know with the temps of your ovens and everything like that. So we'll let it go. Okay, it's almost 10 minutes, so let's check and see how it's going. They're looking pretty good, so we'll give them just a few more minutes. Well, I guess it's not minutes. It's only like 20 seconds or so. We'll let the timer go off and then we'll pull them out and check and see what we got. So I guess this is the time that you could get a little bit of cleanup done. But we'll see how it goes here first. Okay, let's pull them out and see what we got. Okay, our scones are supposed to be like a sort of a biscuit texture. Let me see if I can get a little tilt. So this is what it looks like. They don't puff up too much. I mean, you do add baking powder, but not much. And they won't be too brown. Hopefully mine are set enough. I love scones. I only had my first scone within the last like 3 or 4 years. Ooh, look at how pretty. It's all holding together. Get myself a little plate out. Let's give it a try. Break it up, some bite-sized pieces, because it's still a little hot. Very good. Scones are like a biscuit, because I never knew what a scone was until, oh, I always thought it was more like a biscotti, so they were hard things. I love scones. Well, thank you for joining me for my book bite. Have a good day. Bye.